Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be showing my predictions for the Animal Crossing New Horizons Direct. I think they're going to add a lot as they showed that there will be a Direct in the actual Nintendo Direct instead of just showing the bit of updates inside the Direct. So there must be a lot. Also, as there were only 2 updates for this entire year for the game. My first idea is that they could add new candy for Halloween. Instead of the normal candy and lollipop, they could add chocolate or taffy, for example. Moving on, there is a possibility that they will add Gulliver's UFO that was in games like Wild World or City Folk. There is also dialogue already of Gulliver talking about his time in space. You would shoot his ship down with a slingshot and then give him his spaceship parts to help him repair his ship. As we saw in the Nintendo Direct, they will be adding the Roost. I think that KK Slider will start performing in the Roost instead of on the town plaza. Staying in the museum, having the Roost would be cool, but in the place it won't be symmetrical with the other staircase empty, so there could be Celeste Observatory on the right. Celeste usually comes to your island some days after 7 p.m. and will give you a DIY recipe involving star fragments. With Celeste Observatory, you could possibly choose a DIY recipe once a week and access the weather for the upcoming week on the week that you're playing the game on. Maybe once you craft the recipes, you could donate them for display in the observatory. At night, you could also look at the stars and get achievements for discovering certain things, such as a shooting star or other planets. Switching to the plaza, there can possibly be an expansion that allows you to go to the back door to enter Nook homes, or to move the resident services to the right a bit on the plaza, having Nook's homes on the left. Nook Homes is where you would design and create villagers' houses in Happy Home Designer for the 3DS. Or having Nook Homes a feature added to Harvey's Island. With this, you could earn Nook Miles or even items for designing villager houses and more. Another thing you could possibly do is change the plaza path, as many people find the brick boring and unfitting for their island. You could change it to a terracotta or stone, or maybe even the dirt at the beginning, even though I highly doubt that. You could also pick what items you want out on the plaza, such as the leaves, barbecue, and the bench. Another small thing could be more custom design slots, as I know some people really need this, including me. One possible thing is that there could be a campsite expansion into a hotel or a motel, except I find this really unlikely, as it wouldn't really fit an island. For some reason, lots of people are thinking they're going to add a hospital. I don't think that, because again, that wouldn't really fit an island, and especially Animal Crossing. Another thing I don't think will happen that lots of people think is mini games for online, such as tag, hide and seek, or soccer, otherwise known as football. I find these unlikely because soccer would be really hard to animate, especially for Animal Crossing. Tag wouldn't really make sense for Animal Crossing, and I don't understand how you would tag the player. And hide and seek would probably glitch out a lot, where people hiding behind things would probably count as you seeing them even though you didn't notice them. They're going to make a Series 5 Amiibo Card pack. Usually the Amiibo Card series have 100 cards. They could add Amiibo Cards for every NPC that's in Animal Crossing New Horizons but isn't in any of the other games, and all the new villagers, but they could also add even more new villagers with this Amiibo Card pack. In Animal Crossing New Leaf and possibly other Animal Crossing games, there is a second Able Sisters room with LaBelle in it. They could possibly add that as an Able Sisters expansion with Kicks in the same room. You could still do LaBelle's challenges once a week, just like how Celeste in the observatory, you could still obtain one DIY once a week. Nooks Cranny could also have an expansion. As you can see in the corner, there is a staircase that leads upstairs. Maybe they put that there for a future update, and there could be a leaf shop up there with possible new exotic fruit and trees added up there. Or they could make the shop bigger with edits on the look to the shop inside and outside, with more items available to buy. Katarina is another character they could add, who usually comes at the town tree in games such as New Leaf and gives you a fortune. They could add Katarina to come in a tent on the town plaza, and then eventually create a little building just like how Abel was in the town plaza. I also think that they will add gyroids that would appear just like fossils. I think they will add gyroids because in previous games you would give gyroids to Booster and put him in this collection. It's probably obvious that they are going to add gyroids with the Boost update, but I still wanted to say that. The last idea I have is to have Cap'n show up at the dock, and you could trade 5,000 Nook Miles for a trip to his island, where you can play mini games with friends and use free tools and take what you want. I know I said that was my last idea, but I actually have 2 more.
So dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
And a postal service. And they could possibly add Rossetti, but as the game autosaves, I find this unlikely. He is sort of in the game when you call rescue services. I think that's Rossetti, but I don't know. They might have new reactions with Shrunk. Those are all my ideas. I don't expect all this to happen. These were just ideas. I hope you enjoyed, and this video was really hard to make. So please like and maybe even subscribe. See you later. Bye.